The authentic nature of life will hopefully broaden your perspective and enrich your vantage point on how to confront societal successes, failures, challenges, and everything in between. Chancellor K. Jackson was born in 1995 in Fulton County, Georgia, to Native American parents and grew up in Smyrna, Georgia. He also attended Stetson University, and for 9 years he played football in both high school and college. After graduating with a bachelor's degree in communications and media studies, he lived abroad in China from 2018 to 2019. He fell into writing after a traumatic experience, being arrested and detained in Beijing for 14 days. His first book, 14 Days in Beijing, has ranked number 1 over 15 times on Amazon in multiple genres. He's also dipped his toe in writing a romantic saga about a mother's first step on gaining emotional intelligence, entitled You Love It, You Learn, A Real Love Never Dies, which is also available now on Amazon. And Jackson joined me this week to talk about his writing exploits, his time in football, his love of communications, his family, and so much more. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. A moment to welcome you to the program, and I'm super excited to learn all about your journey in athletics and in writing. Mike, great to see you today, and thank you so very much for a few minutes.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so Chancellor, I want to start by asking you about your upbringing, Mike, because I know you were born to Native American parents, and that it was a big part of who you are today. So I'm wondering if you can tell me about it.
Yeah, so on my mama's side with Cherokee, on my daddy's side with Choctaw with Tonka, and the roots come from my mother's side. My great grandmother, so my mama's grandmama is Cherokee, and like you know what I'm saying, her mama is Cherokee, so that's where that bloodline comes into play. And then my pops is his grandfather, so my great grandfather was Choctaw with Tonka. My mama side family derives from Tennessee, and then my daddy his folks started in Alabama, then migrated to LA and some in Florida as well. So that's how that came into play. And I didn't really learn that until, I mean, we always knew my granny was Indian. You can look at her and tell, like, you always knew that. I didn't really get to meet my great granddaddy, at all. So I didn't learn that information until later on once my father told me more about just where we come from and stuff, at least to his knowledge. So yeah, that's how that came into play.
And tell me, buddy, what does your heritage mean to you?
It's identity. You know what I mean? So most of us people of color identify as labels that's just been passed down to us, you know what I'm saying, from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? And it's really been a different name throughout the course of time. We've been considered letting call us black, or they call us black and African American now. Before that, it was Negro. Then before that, it was colored, and you know what I'm saying, nigga. So it's like it's just been different terms we've been given, just because we're just a lost tribe, all in all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us been told that we come from Africa, but there's other studies and other noted documents that said otherwise. They say a lot of us are starting right here in America. You know what I'm saying? We just been told that we come from someplace else. And William said they separated us from our parents, so they told us everything after that. So our history is the only history that's really just been touched and tampered with. And so we just created a whole new identity. Essentially, that's just how powerful we are. You can take everything away from us. We're gonna make the most out of anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sense of identity and knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, you see other people of color that aren't, you know what I'm saying, American. They have actual names. They're from Jamaica, they're called Jamaican. Here, you're from the Bahamas, they're called Bahamian. You know what I'm saying? You have actual terms. It ain't, okay, yeah, you're just a color.
Yeah,
We're the only ones that's like that.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. It's important to celebrate your heritage, isn't it?
Was laid before you, you know what I'm saying? The one that you're reaping from, you know what I'm saying? Somebody laid down that foundation, who the ones that came before you, the ancestors. So I always pay homage to the ancestors for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm also curious to ask you about your athletic career, because I know all throughout your high school career and college you played football, buddy. So tell me, how did that shape the person you are today?
Yeah, I was always a natural born leader and disciplined and hardworking and structured, organized. I already naturally had a lot of these skill sets, but football just helped fine tune everything for sure. It just sharpened me, made me even more disciplined, taught me how to work even harder, how to be coachable, how to take coaching, take criticism, you know what I'm saying, and not shut down after receiving it, you know what I'm saying, being able to handle it, and definitely being able to lead, you know what I'm saying, and knowing how to lead and knowing when to follow as well, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to take a step back and just observe, and now you have to be the student and let somebody else lead, and definitely work as a team too. You know what I'm saying? Being able to work with others, that's something a lot of people struggle with. They can't work with others just because, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of skill sets one can gain from playing sports that you can apply over to life as well. You know what I'm saying? Carry over to life.
Yeah, tell me about it. What is your favorite football memory, and what are some lessons you learned playing football that'll carry with you for the rest of your life, bud?
Greatest football memory, I had to say, man, it definitely had to be like my first times stepping foot on the field. The first was stepping foot on the field as a varsity player my junior year, and then stepping on the field as a freshman my freshman year of college. You know what I'm saying? As maybe stepping on the field for the very first time, you know what I'm saying, playing these two levels of football, I made outstanding plays. You know what I'm saying? First time stepping on the field as a varsity player. In high school, I picked off the number 2 quarterback in the nation. And then first time stepping foot on the field as a freshman in college, I make the tackle, force the fumble, and recover it all in the same place. So just definitely those are my most memorable plays. Yeah, so like I said, those are my 2 most memorable plays. And you would think, okay, yeah, he must have had a great career after hearing, you know what I'm saying, 2 different plays like that. But no, that wasn't the case. Football was my very first love, very first passion. And I had to really work hard to accomplish everything that I accomplished with this game of football. Nothing was easy. I didn't start playing football until I was 13 years old, 8th grade. Most people in the South been playing football since 4 or 5 years old. So I'm late to the game when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, that aspect. And of course, just the developmental piece of physically and in the mental phases of the game. So I had a lot of catching up to do, but I was able to catch the speed in about a year. So I went from not playing at all my 8th grade year to starting as a freshman on the freshman team. And okay, I'm starting on JV as a sophomore. Now junior year, I'm feel like I'm ready to start varsity. Coaches ain't really saw it fit, so they put me back on JV. Now, you know what I'm saying? Of course, that killed my ego and crushed my spirit. But after just sitting and reflecting, I'm like, well, I ain't really got no options. I can throw in the towel, or I can just put my head down and grind. So I put my head down and I just started grinding, and I was going crazy on JV my junior year. I'm catching 2-3 picks a game. Don't throw it my way. Throw it any place else. Don't throw it over here. So after that, okay, let's see what you can do on varsity. Then boom, pick out the number 2 quarterback in the nation. All right, boom, stamp, proved. I'm starting to playing the rest of the junior year on varsity. Going into senior year, they moved me to corner. So I originally went from free safety, then I moved to strong safety for 2 years, and now they moved me to corner for my last year. It's all in the secondary, but they're all specifically different positions. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you got to develop. You got to get the developmental piece as far as the mental reps and physical reps of each position. So it was constantly just me having to play catch up. You know what I'm saying, through a high school, but I was just athletic and smart, so that I can find my fast learner. I can pick it up pretty well, and you know what I'm saying, apply it now. You know what I'm saying, in the game. So, but I started all my senior year, played all, you know what I'm saying, every game. But came to end, I ain't had no offers, no interest, no scout, nothing. I ain't had nothing going on. But I knew I wanted to play college football, and it wasn't like our coaches was helping us out, marketing us, pushing us to programs. I had to do that shit myself. So I took it upon myself to reach out to schools, email the coaches, DM coaches on Facebook, DM coaches on Twitter. I'm doing this every single day. And I'm talking about religiously. I'm doing it every single day. And applying for schools, hitting up the coaches after getting accepted into it. And that's when I applied for Stetson, got accepted, reached out to the coaches, and pretty much got myself an opportunity to play Division I football. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I had to make happen. And it was, okay, I got my foot in the door. Kudos to you. All right, it's still going to be a grind. You're pretty much before you walk on going to this D1 school, so don't nobody know who you are. Coaches don't know who you are, you know what I'm saying, what you're really working with in comparison to the other cornerbacks that they've recruited and put time in, you know what I'm saying, built relationships with. Now you have to do all of that within the span of a month, you know what I'm saying, to make a name for yourself. But me being resilient the way that I am, I'm going crazy in fall camp, and I was able to earn the starting role on our nickel package on defense. And now, and came first game of the season, they called nickel package to go out there. I make this incredible play as a freshman, as a collegiate player in general. First time stepping on the field, I made this incredible play, and I don't touch the field the rest of that season. I don't receive no explanation why. You know what I'm saying? There's really no logical reason why I shouldn't be playing, but they just decided I don't know, ain't really showing me nothing. So definitely that was a slap in the face, left a sour taste in my mouth. But it was just like before in high school. I was like, okay, adversity is striking again. What you gonna do? How you gonna handle it? You gonna throw in the towel, or you gonna see it through? I saw it through, and I just stayed down and trusted the process. Played special teams sophomore year and junior year. I ain't really get to start at my actual position until like the last game of the season, my junior year. But when I do get an opportunity to get on the field at my position, I do what I need to do. I'll do my job, and I'll lock up whoever was lined up in front of me. And then, of course, now going into my senior year of college, they moved me from corner, where it took me about 4 years to develop that position. Now they moved me back to strong safety, which I was playing beforehand in high school. So now I got to start and play all my senior year. And after once we went 0-5, I was like, okay, yeah, season. You know what I'm saying? The season's pretty much over with. I'm just gonna stick it out, and you know what I'm saying, and finish just because this is something I always wanted to do. But I knew the league wasn't something I wanted to push for. Just because all the politics I had to face, you know what I'm saying, in high school and then in college. Like, it wasn't even like this shit was a breeze just to get to this point. So I'm like, I only imagine what is all this going to take and what all I'm going to have to endure trying to pursue the third, you know what I'm saying, the top levels. I'm like, yeah, I'm good on all of that. I'm good. I played D1 football. That's something I always wanted to do. And I finished. And I'm content with that. But now I'm at a crossroad all over again. Football's came to the end. Chancellor, who are you? What's next? What do you want out of life? Who do you aspire to be? What do you aspire to be? Boy, what do you even like doing? What do you like? I can't answer. What's your purpose? I can't answer any of these questions. I know I got to start somewhere though. And that's where just the whole re-identifying myself journey begun. And it took, you know what I'm saying, just me applying for jobs, getting told no, you know what I'm saying, for 8 months. Then graduated, I'm back home, still applying for jobs, trying to find something. Because I know if I quit, I'll never be shit. Quitting is not an option. I can't do that. So I just got to trust the process. Something going to happen. Something going to show you going to find something perfect for you. And that's when I came across the opportunity to teach English in China to children. And that's how I ended up out there. First job to tell me yes after 8 months of applying and get told no. First job to tell me it's on the other side of the world. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what we should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about your transition to writing and teaching, buddy. I know that you wrote your first book after a traumatic experience in China, so I'm wondering if you can tell me about it.
Yeah, so I came to China on October 10th, 2018. Of course, it takes me a minute to adjust just because, and it's really not like it's just so much going on. I mean, it is a lot going on, but it wasn't like it was just like overwhelming to adjust. It was like, no, all right, we here, we got 2 weeks to train, and they're gonna put us up in a hotel for the first 2 weeks. But within that 2 weeks, we got to train for the position, and we got to find a place to live. So that's a short time frame to try to find a place to live in a completely different world you're not from. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I'm saying, it's still like a smooth process finding the place because they had, you know what I'm saying, real estate agents and stuff set up that they were partnering with to walk us through that process or assist with that. So that was pretty. It was smooth as far as finding the place, but still just getting adjusted. It took me about like a month and a half to get adjusted, get money back rolling in and all of that. But once I got adjusted, oh man, it was smooth sailing, best experience ever. I highly encourage everybody to not only travel abroad, but if you can live abroad someplace else, definitely do it, man. It ain't got to be long. I only lived in China for 6 months, and I got a full experience. Highly recommend it. I enjoyed my time out there. People were nice. Best customer service I ever received, hands down. Authentic Chinese food is like no other. It's fire desire. Wow. It's magnificent, and it's healthy for you. The culture is different, but you can respect it. Just how disciplined and structured and orderly these people are. And they move with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Everything they're doing is for a reason. They have an agenda, and they're going to make sure they accomplish whatever it is that they're setting out to accomplish. Definitely exploring Beijing, but I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Beijing, China, but this is a different world. So no matter what we do, we trying to see what all the city has to offer. So everything's an adventure. Exploring Beijing was lit, and they're definitely meeting other people, especially the other foreigners. At all places in the world where I can met y'all, we met in Beijing, China. Like, that is something you can't really, not the average person can say. So you have just a deeper reverence for the person that you're meeting, just because of the type of time y'all on. It's so fascinating, intrigued with everybody. Because it's like, bro, how did y'all even end up out here? You know what I'm saying? It's not just a place anybody can just pull up to. So, yeah, China was lit, man. Lived my best life. And then on April 4th, 2019, that's when everything hit the fan, and I was arrested I honestly don't know what my specific charges were, but I know I got caught with cannabis, 1.4 grams specifically. So it wasn't a lot, but that's what I got caught with, and that's what I know I was arrested for. Um, and I was locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 15 men to one cell, 9 wooden beds, 3 soups a day. And literally all I had was one Tupperware bowl and one plastic spoon for 14 days. And I'm here to tell y'all I did 14 days. As you read the book, you don't know what the hell is finna happen. You just know folks, the 12 that showed up to the apartment, then drug tested you, they found the rest of your stash. It's over with. Now they're arresting you. Nobody knows this is happening to you. All forms of communication cease to exist as soon as the handcuffs get thrown on you. So you don't know how this thing finna play out. And then, of course, from my culture, we've been taught not to even talk to the police. But it ain't like I can talk to these folks anyway. These folks, you know what I'm saying? There's a huge language barrier. So it's just communication. There's no communication. So it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm just following orders, being compliant, you know what I'm saying, and keeping my mouth closed. And just, I'm like, well, we're going to see as we go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the premise of how that process worked. And then once I was released, and they just finally called my name to come on. You know what I'm saying? Finally called my name to come on. Once I was released, took me straight to my apartment, packed up the rest of my stuff, and then straight to the airport where I was deported from the country.
Yeah, and I know that's the sort of impetus for your first book, buddy, 14 Days in Beijing. So tell me about writing the book and sort of reliving those experiences. What was writing the book like for you? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I got back in America in April, the same month, 2 weeks later. I didn't start writing the book till like July. And only reason and what fueled that was one of my great friends I grew up with. He was a published author before we graduated high school back in 2014. He was like, damn, bro, you should write a book about the experience. I'm like, oh, boy, that's a good ass idea. I don't even know where to start, but that's a great idea. And he took it a step further. He took my phone, went to my notes, like a brief little 5-letter outline, and I just started filling it in. And with me filling it in, I caught a flow of how I wanted to go about telling the story. So I moved it from my phone to a Google Doc so I could type it on the computer. And 4 months later, the story was written. And then additional 6 months just to get it ready for publishing. And so I got locked up on April 4th, 2019. On April 4th, 2020, anniversary date, 1 year later, I released the very first version of 14 Days in Beijing. And while I was still on pre-order, I was ranked the #1 new bestseller in 3 different genres.
Yeah, congrats on that, buddy. And tell me, because I know that you have a bachelor's degree in communications and media studies. So tell me, what sort of doors has writing opened up for you, buddy?
Man, a lot of different doors. Honestly, you couldn't even tell everything I'm doing right now. You couldn't tell me I was going to be doing when football came to an end. Like I said, I'm sitting there asking all these questions. I'm posing all these questions to myself. I can't answer. Like, but I don't even know where to start. But now it's just like, oh well, hey boy, you laying down some foundation now. You know what I'm saying? You in a whole completely different type of time. So it's really just helped me answer a lot of those questions that I couldn't answer before, find a new identity, and now, you know what I'm saying, I wear all these different hats, and so it's just continuing to build off of, you know what I'm saying, what I've already been able to establish, and you know what I'm saying, just take it as far as I want to take it. I'm life coaching at risk teens, and we use 14 Days in Beijing as a part of our lessons, and I'm working with teenagers that got arrested for drugs. It's right up their alley. So like it's a story they can really relate to. You know what I'm saying? So we pull our life skills from that. Do that. I also own my own publishing company, which all my books are published through. And I just started service coaching aspiring authors. You know what I'm saying? A publishing coach. So anybody out there that has an idea or a concept for a story but don't know how to go about putting it on paper, tap in with your boy. I can walk you through that process. Or say you've written the whole story, but don't know how to go about publishing it. I can walk you through that process too. And actually, I have a client who just released their book last month on the 16th, and his book was ranked the #1 new bestseller in 2 different genres. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's titled "The Fatherless Child" by Anthony McKinney. Go get that. Incredible read. Incredible read. But yeah, so just, you know what I'm saying? And I also got a car rental service now as well. So just, you know what I'm saying, running a couple marathons. That's it, man. Just still trying to still learning myself, and just trying to grow, elevate in all phases, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially.
Yeah,
Emotionally.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And tell me how your lived experience has helped you sort of navigate today's society as a black man, buddy. How has a lived experience helped you live a better life?
Yeah, it's just always staying positive. You know what I'm saying? Always staying positive. Despite what may go on, how hard it may get, how dark it may get. Trust me, I'll stay. You know what I'm saying? Even in that fog of war, my own personal journey, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Even though I didn't see it, I pretended like I saw it. You know what I'm saying? It's all about a mindset. Everything boils down to perspective. And it's a choice. It's a choice. It's simple a choice. How you view to look at something. You can look. Bad things happen. We can't control that. Adversity sets, but adversity introduces a man to himself or a woman to herself. You know what I'm saying? So never let no hard time humble us. Take what you need to take away from the situation and just double up. You know what I mean? Like that's really it. It's just all it's a mindset thing, and it's more easier said than done. For sure. This how I'm wired naturally like this. Football in my journey just helped it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, football's first love, first passion. I gave everything to that game. Now, and I was able to reap some benefits as far as just accomplishing a goal that I set out to do. It wasn't like that shit was peaches and cream. I had the best career, the best experience with it. No, no, that's not the case. No, I had to get it out the mud, but that's something I wanted to do, and I saw it through. And everything that we go through is preparation for what's in store. So going through all that adversity with my first love and first passion, I already knew whatever was next, whatever my next endeavor would be, it was going to be a grind. It was going to be a grind. I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a grind. It is. It is. But that's why we call this thing the marathon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and portray this ultimate poise like I've been had this shit figured out. Hell no. I battle every emotion. Behind what I'm getting after right now. And the only distinction quality between me, whoever else is going through this, is about to go through it, or already went through it, is that you're not going to quit.
Yeah, the grind never stops, right?
The marathon continues.
Yeah, and Chancellor, I'm curious to ask you, how do you view the word ambitious? What does it mean to you to be an ambitious person?
Just resilient. You're not gonna stop. You're not gonna let anything deter you or slow you down. You're gonna die behind what you're getting after right now. For real. Ambitious. For real. Just resiliency.
Yeah, buddy, tell me when you think of the word fulfillment in life, what brings you the most fulfillment in life?
Succeeding. Having success. Having success brings fulfillment. Yeah. Everything else is just like, yeah, success, succeeding, accomplishing goals, and elevating. That brings me fulfillment for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned earlier that you mentor at-risk teens. So tell me, how serious do you take your role as a mentor, and what does it mean to you to be a positive light to these kids?
I definitely I take pride in it. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor to be in a position to work with teens and the mold teens and or just youth in general, to play a hand and a factor into their development, because kids are impressionable, entirely impressionable. So when what they're exposed to is definitely what they will inherit and adopt. So it's pivotal that it is good and great qualities being instilled in them. Because the world is ugly, you know what I'm saying? And when they step out into this world on their own, it's going to be challenging. But you want to make sure that they are able to, you know what I'm saying, keep their head up despite, you know what I'm saying, how bad things may get, how tough things may get, and know that there will always be light at the end of the tunnel, to never give up, continue to persevere and continue to fight. You might have to switch some things up. You know what I'm saying? You can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. So it's, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a constant, it's a marathon. This thing is a marathon, but it's long, you know what I'm saying? Long-winded. Running through this life like it was mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, my friend. And tell me, Chancellor, when you think of your life motto, is there something or a motto that in life that you like to adopt, and how it sort of shaped your life?
Yeah. I got one. It's by Nipsey Hussle. And he said, long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own self-destruction or success. But what's a mistake without the lesson? You see, the best teacher in life is your own experience. And none of us know who we are until we fail. They say every person is defined by their reaction to any given situation. So, who would you want to define you? Someone else? Or yourself? Whatever you choose to do, give your heart to it and stay strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chancellor, my final question for you today, buddy, has to do with your own personal and professional legacy and how you want that to be defined.
Pretty much somewhat similar to Nipsey's, just a regular, you know what I'm saying, cat from just a regular Joe, just like anybody else, you know what I mean, that's had their own journey, but, you know what I'm saying, they face adversity, falling on their face, but it was all about the comeback story, how they bounced back. And just know that, remember my spirit most importantly, you know what I'm saying, to be resilient, to be charismatic, to be a leader, to step into your God-like ability, to know yourself truly, thoroughly, and believe in something for you, or you'll fall for anything, and to leave your legacy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Find something, find your purpose, or you wasting air. Find your purpose, or you wasting air. You know what I'm saying? Just hustle and motivate. Just hustle and motivate. That's it, man. I'm just running my own marathons, bro, and just building, but also encouraging and showing people that they can do the same. You know what I mean? In their own way. You know what I mean? So, however that may be, so you just gotta take the initiative to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chancellor, tell me, if people want to get connected with you, buddy, and all the good work that you do, what's the best way they can do that?
For sure, man. Y'all can find me on pretty much every social media platform, my website, Amazon, all that. Just Google Chancellor K. Jackson. Just Google my name. Google 14 Days in Beijing. You'll find everything you need to know. I have books available on Amazon, as well as my own website, chancellorkjackson.com. You can find other interviews I've done, you know what I'm saying, by Googling my name. Also, like I said, I coach aspiring authors, so anybody out there that's trying to publish a book, man, tap in with your boy. I can help you through that process. Yeah, man, just Google me.
Oh, well, fantastic. But I really enjoyed kicking off my weekend by having an inspiring and thought-provoking conversation about your life experience, overcoming obstacles and everything in between, buddy. Your work in the space of mentorship and time on my behalf is most appreciated, and I want to thank you for being here.
Hey, man, appreciate you for having me and allowing me to showcase my skill sets and my character, and most importantly, my spirit.